Showtime.
And here we go, Game 2, Nony vs. Ret, one of my favorite matchups of the day for sure. We have Nony on Othello starting at the top right position, Ret at the top left with Zerg. And, you know, this is a pressure-filled match right here. I mean, this is the biggest event for foreigners, the Razer TSL. There are so huge prizes, $5,000 for first. Both these players want to move on. I mean, this was a rough draw for them, you know. Two extremely good players playing each other right in the round of 16. You know, loser leaves, winner advances. So, you know, Ret is really going to be playing his best game here. He wants to advance, absolutely. And Othello is a good map to start a comeback on for Zerg.
Artosis, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Nony was recently sponsored by Team Excello.
Yes, he was. Excello.Nony and Ret Media going at it. Used to be teammates, so they know each other's playstyles pretty well. I'm sure they played together quite a bit. So that may have factored into it some, as we saw last game on Nony with a very odd build, something that Ret has never seen him do. So that was really an intelligent move there by Nony. And I'm sure that Ret is probably, you know, he's going to want to bust out something like that too. He does not want to be predictable for Nony. What do you think that we're going to see here from Ret this game, Ball?
It's a bit hard to tell. I think the last game was looking like it was going to be close there for a bit, in my opinion. But Nony eventually just walking all over him at the end. We could see a bit of a change in tack for Ret. He's definitely an adaptive player. He definitely can do a range of things. He's got his hatchery down now. So last game, obviously, he missed his first hatch going straight away, but got 3 anyway. Maybe he'll try something else, maybe Mutalist or something like that. I mean, we saw some great play by Gosia yesterday when I was watching the live stream. And I mean, if he could play as well as that, then Nony would definitely have a run for his money.
Oh, I gotta agree with you, but just don't let those mutas get stormed so badly again. It really made that game go on longer than perhaps it should have. We see now Nony opening up. He goes for the Forge, and it looks like he hasn't scouted the Zerg yet, so he did get that cannon first. He's playing it safe. Now his probe does enter the Zerg base. He sees the 12 hatch, 12 pool build by Ret. So a pretty standard opening. Ret's going to get a little head start on his expansion. Nony just starting the Nexus now. And, you know, as far as positions go, this position, I mean, it's pretty good because it's close, so Nony can get over there right away, or Ret can get over there right away. And I mean, if Nony was a Terran, I would worry about mutas in his main, because look at that, the back of those minerals. They're just waiting for mutas to go in. But, you know, Nony, he could make Corsairs and cannons and whatnot, so that's not as much as a concern in PvZ positionally.
Would it be viable if a bunch of speed Zerglings, perhaps a group and a half, were parked right under that forge and slip through the mineral hole before anything gets too tight of a choke?
Absolutely. You know, if he got some speedlings up right away without Nony scouting them, then definitely, you know, Nony has got to keep his probe alive. That is in the main. So he can watch for anything like that, because if that probe dies and Ret switches to speedlings, Nony may not have enough cannons, he may not bring down his probes to block quick enough, and that type of thing. And if he doesn't do that, then you know, it'll be a quick Ret game. But you know, and the probe does go down, and Ret has about 8 lings right now, so you know, you never know. Ret is getting the gas, he's taking his 3rd base. Meanwhile, Nony getting the core. His expansion is just finished, he's adding a 2nd cannon. Playing pretty safe. He did see all those Zerglings, so good move there by Nony.
Perhaps felt a little bit exposed there, and that's why he placed the 2nd cannon, but I believe because of his unit placement and multiple small gaps instead of a bigger gap, it's probably going to be very easy for him to defend that with pulling all his probes back.
Yeah, and also just take a look at his base layout. He's got the forge out in front. He's got the gateway out in front. There's the neutral power generator. There are not too many gaps for Rhett to charge in, and Rhett's only got the 8 Zerglings. And I really like that his third base there. He's putting down his evolution chamber. First, looks a little bit reminiscent of a Mondragon style ZVP perhaps. But with three gases and with 3 bases, quite relatively easy to defend close to his base there. It's not going to be too bad. And it looks like he's got his Overlord just scouting over the top of Nony's base, and he sees the Starport and Citadel of Adun go down. So it does look like it could be a bit of a Bisu style build, perhaps, as we were talking about before.
Yeah, and being a Bisu style build, Yanis, why don't you tell us about the Bisu build for those of us who may not keep up with the Korean pro scene so much?
You're probably better explaining that than me, but I believe it's a famous build that transitions from Corsairs to DTs basically as its base, trying to push all the Overlords out while assaulting the Zerg player with Dark Templars.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, that type of build is very good for getting a third base for Protoss. You know, you're harassing with the DTs, you push Overlords out, and really it's hard for Zerg to attack you, so you can make your third Nexus right then. And it really gives you this nice window of opportunity, and it looks like that may in fact be what, you know, Nony is doing this time. And one second here. Oh, it looks like...
yeah, there he goes.
There he goes. Goodbye, Vol. Thank you for your commentary up to now.
Yeah, we had him, we lost him. That's how it goes, guys.
Indeed, and right now we see a Corsair building, Citadel of Adun, almost done here for Nony. Rhett, in the meantime, he is getting his lair, he is making a Hydro Sten at his natural. He's got that +1 carapace going, only 1 gas. He has 3 available right now, just mining out of 1 right now. And Nony, in the meantime, he is opting to take both gases. That is very important for his build. It's extremely gas heavy. And look at Nony here. He's really abusing Rhett's lack of units. Rhett's still with just the 8 Zerglings, no speed or anything. And Nony's sitting on 1 Zealot and 2 cannons. So he's scouting very well. He knows that there's no units coming yet, so he's not wasting a single mineral on stuff he does not need. And that is really good Protoss play right there. For sure, and an Overlord already falling for poor Rhett here. This Corsair is just over at the third base, killing another Overlord. So it's going to have a couple kills right off, puts Rhett into the red supply, really annoying for a Zerg player. But Rhett does get Hydro Scout, so it looks like he'll be able to start defending his Overlords.
Perhaps the timing is a little bit too good as we see that Templar Archives is finished and we see Storm being researched, and we see 3, 6, 8 Zerglings parked outside the Protoss base of Nony. I don't think they're much of a threat. They're more for scouting, I suppose, or perhaps he could quickly get a few probes if Nony decides to go out, but I believe that Nony is more occupied with killing Overlords at this point and slowing down the Zerg while his first DT is out.
Definitely. We see Rhett's speed right there. He runs away from the DT just as it pops out. The DT kills only 1 Zergling. Lots of times you'll see Zergs lose a whole army of Zerglings there. And that, that's just painful. You don't hear the DT attacking because it kills in 1 hit because it does too much damage. But, that's StarCraft. That's Protoss for you. And we see now a lot of Hydras popping out for Rhett here. He's guarding his Overlords all in basically the same spot. He wants to keep them spread out just a little bit. He does not want DTs running in, killing any drones that they can. And in the meantime, he's setting up a Spire as well as a Sunken Colony for extra defense, a second hatch in his main. So now he's up to, looks like 4 hatches, and going for Spire Tech. And at the same time, he's getting Overlord speed in his lair. That is exactly what he needs to do here. He needs those Overlords to run from the Corsairs as quickly as they can, as well as respond to any DTs and escort his army. But Nony is totally getting ready for this. He's adding a ton of gateways right now. Looks like he's adding 5 gateways in his main base. He's already got Psystorm. He's already got 2 Templars. And you'll notice that he popped out High Templars really quickly. And that's important because he needs them to build up mana. They don't come out with enough to storm, and he needs storms to defend his base. He only built 2 cannons, so any quick Hydra rushes would be hard to hold without storms. So now we see Nony once again, a heavy Dragoon army, it looks like, with High Templars he's going for here.
It proved really effective for him the last game, so I think he's playing pretty much very similar to the last game with a couple of variations. He always goes into this phase of multiple gateways that pushes wave after wave and putting the pressure on the Zerg player, and perhaps he might have done a better job than last game on slowing down the Zerg player with the Corsair, forcing him to spend so many minerals on Hydras to defend that.
Yeah, that's true, and Nony really showing some cool strategies to us here today. We see that Rhett has a couple lurkers burrowed at Nony's natural. Nony still with no observer. The observatory just warping in. These are picking off that forge and that gateway. So Nony having to cancel his his +2 attack that he was upgrading right there. So that's a nice little thing there for Rhett. This is a nice little harass. This is the type of thing that really good StarCraft players do to each other all the time to gain little tiny edges. And you see that here. And now Rhett with the Scourge coming over with the Speed Overlord. I'm getting a little bit excited, to tell you the truth. If he contains Nony like he did the Yay buff, for any of you who watched that replay or listened to the cast, I mean, that was a hardcore lurker contain right there. And it's really exciting to see that type of micro. The Protoss trying to break out against the lurkers, and Rhett always throwing up the Scourges. And we see Nony running out with the Dragoons, picking off a couple Scourge. Very nice. He knows what Rhett's up to. He says, "No, thank you, sir." Rhett pulls back those lurkers, realizing that against this huge Dragoon army, he probably really isn't going to get a good contain going. So Rhett right now hatching a few lurkers at home, plenty of Hydras flowing out, and taking the bottom left natural right now. That's a pretty good base to take. It's far away from the Protoss, hard for him to attack. And so hopefully Rhett can get that up without Nony really harassing any. Now Nony on the move, moving across the map. It looks like he wants to maybe hit this gas on Rhett's third, but Rhett moving right up. Several lurkers, looks like he has about 6 right now, spreading them out. But oh my god, Observer right there. Zealots coming up, hitting everything. Dragoon Storm going off, killing a lot of Zerglings. He has so many Dragoons right now. This is a perfect timing attack against Rhett's lurker contain build. Perfect timing. The Observer is long. He has 2 of them with his army, so really you can't even attack him. Zerglings going up trying to fend off these Dragoons, but they are just mauling everything. Too many +1 Dragoons. He's taking out the lurkers. Things are looking very bad for Rhett. Nony's pulling far ahead right now. Nony with about 100 supply, Rhett with about 70. And finally, oh no, he did not kill both the observers. There is one observer left, and Nony just walking right up, killing them. But Rhett piling out the lings. He's already got +2 carapace and +1 attack, really killing Nony in upgrades. But Nony just too many units right now. It looks like he's going to do a lot of damage to Rhett's economy and Rhett's army. Nony rallying out of these many gateways. He's looking very strong. A storm on the drones! Oh, it really hurts Rhett's economy. Rhett looks like he is going to lose this game. He's adding another hatch right now because he does have about 1,000 minerals. And Nony just relentless on this base. He is not withdrawing at all, no matter what he sees popping out. His rally points are set very well. He keeps on reinforcing. Zerglings coming in. He has to dance those Dragoons back. Those 1-2 Zerglings are very good against Dragoons. And Rhett showing some good micro now, trapping a few goons, trapping the High Templar and a Zealot, getting some extra kills. That is what he needs to do to start fighting back into this game. But Rhett really hurt by that attack. Beautiful by Nony. And during it, Nony has set up his third base. Look at this. He's getting his third gas right now. He's got 4 cannons already, adding some more gateways in his main base, adding a second forge. So he's got to catch up on those upgrades, which is super important in PvZ. And he is looking very good. His economy is much better than Rhett's right now, and Rhett is going to have to fight from behind for his life.
The Zerg bases look fairly exposed. Perhaps some Reavers could be really effective, or some Templar drops to solidify the advantage in economy right now that Nony has with putting all that pressure on.
Oh, definitely. Reavers in combination with Dragoons, it's a very good strategy. And we see Rhett right now running some Zerglings in, trying to do some damage. Just kills 1 cannon, loses most of his Zerglings. But, as you said, if he does add in some Reavers, I mean, that's going to be extremely hard to deal with. Reaver Goon is a very strong build against Zerg. We don't really see it that much nowadays, but it is quite good. We see Nony right now. I mean, he's got 3 gases. He can basically do what he wants. He's got a very strong economy. And Rhett it looks like he's a little bit lost here. He's still going Lurkerling, which is probably his best chance. He's waiting for some more upgrades to finish. He's got +2 carapace going. His hive has just finished. He's not, or rather that's +2 melee going, not the carapace, sorry. And right now we see he's trying to do some lurker harass at the third base of Nony, but it's just Oh, look at that. He scourges the observers, but just more observers coming in with the Dragoons to hit the Scourge. So really, it's pretty hard here. Rhett is trying to fight his way back in, but it's just not working. Nony is just getting a lot of units right now.
That was just 2 probes and 2 zealots. I don't think that was worth it to sacrifice those lurkers. Perhaps the best he did was just get his attention there. And now we see that the Protoss player is got quite angry by that move, and now he's pushing down to crush the bottom expansion of the Zerg player.
He is, and this expansion is going down. I mean, there are 2 Sunkens there. There's about 5 drones, and Nony's walking in with a huge Dragoon Zealot army. He's got +2 attack. Rhett coming down. He knows he can't lose this base because Nony right now taking the 3 o'clock mineral. He's going to be way, way behind in economy. And so Rhett right now sending down a lot of Zerglings, a lot of lurkers, but this hatchery is just falling so quickly, these +2 Dragoons. Nony is just getting down there too quick for Rhett, and the storm's going off. Oh, he killed a lot of Zerglings. Those 2 Templars between them have 24 kills. So not quite as good as a DT, but, you know, still pretty damn good there. Oh, Rhett is way behind now. Rhett with just 3 bases. Nony going up to 4. He already has his probes down at the 3 o'clock mineral base. Rhett, I'm not sure what he can do right now. It looks like Nony's going to take this in 2 games convincingly. Now we see storms on the Zerglings. Rhett just keeps on flowing in. He's got a lot of hatcheries now. He's going to try to swarm the Protoss. That's really his last chance here. You know, swarm him before he can rejoin his units. You know, try to take out the armies as best as he can. But Nony takes the high ground. He's got an Archon, a couple Zealots, 4 Dragoons, and the High Templar. So it doesn't look like he's going to be able to break this. Rhett is not. So Rhett probably here is just going to leave those lurkers. He wants to keep it contained. Rhett's taking that 3rd base down at the bottom left. A pretty smart move. You know, he's got it a little bit defended. Oh, he's retaking that natural too. So Rhett right now, I mean, he's expanding all over the place. He's going to make almost pure Zerglings from here on out. So, and look at this. He's attacking 3 o'clock. And the probe's really blocking Zerglings. Very nice probe block there, but it's not enough. He has a lot of 2-2 cracklings, and they take down Protoss buildings in about no time at all. Look at that Nexus. Just goes right down to almost no cracks. Beautiful move there by Rhett. This is how he's got to work his way back into the game. And he is working his way back into the game. Rhett is showing a lot of speed here. Look at this. He's got 100 supply again. He was down to about 50 during that attack. Nony only at 150. So Rhett really doing the best job he could possibly do from being behind so much early.
Yeah, we can see that he's still not dead yet, and he's trying to pull back into the game. He's crawling in back there, but you can never tell what's gonna happen. But I think the advantage is already way too big for Nony, and he's pretty much done the same thing he did last game.
You know, you may be right there, you may be right, but we see Rhett keep on top of his macro, constantly making eggs, finally getting some Ultralisks out, so that's really good to mix in with this huge Zergling armies. But Nony's starting to make some Archons, and Archons just rip apart the Zerg army. I mean, I'm not even sure what the counter to Archons is for Zerg. Those things are beastly against Zerglings, they're beastly against Ultralisks. And now he's attacking that 3rd base down at the bottom left, and he's going to kill the hatchery easily. It looks like he will also kill the bottom left easily. Looks like Rhett is just going for a counter. He realizes, you know, I'm not going to save those bases. I may as well counter and try to take out bases of his right now. So it looks like he's going to go for the 3 o'clock again first. He's maneuvering his units around. Not too sure. He's kind of going a little bit slow with it. And there he goes. Just got stuck on the wall for a minute. And here he goes before the cans warp in. Very good timing on this attack here. He's not going to lose a lot of units. These cracklings are going to just plow through these. Oh my. But Nony coming down, a couple Archons, a lot of Dragoons, but this Nexus is down before they even get there. Wow. 3-2 cracklings, very good. And Rhett just engages and kills an Archon right off. Very nice micro there by Rhett to surround it. Nony in the meantime going towards Rhett's 3rd base, but Rhett, he has a lot of units right now. Rhett is really macroing well. He's keeping his money extremely down. Meantime, Nony hitting about 2k. You know, Nony may be feeling some pressure right now. He should have felt really far ahead early, but Rhett showing so much strength right now that, you know, Nony may be getting a little bit nervous here. Now Nony meeting up the 2 halves.
Nony's exponential growth on his minerals, I think all that's happening is that Red is just making Noni angrier than before, and we're just gonna see Noni regroup like he's doing right now in the middle and just crush him.
It may be, but Ret, I mean, look at these Ultralisks. He's got +3 melee attack, +3 carapace. He's got the Ultralisk speed. Once he gets the +2 Ultralisk carapace, he's going to have a fully upgraded Zerg army, and I mean, that is just so strong. So strong, but Ret needs to get some more bases right now. He knows that he's going to run out of minerals eventually. His main is starting to wane. His natural actually is going to run out first. And here he goes. It looks like he's taking the bottom left side of the map once again. And this time it looks like he may be able to hold it for a while. Noni's sitting tight at about 160. Ret is hitting about 140. So really, this is turning into a very nice game, very back and forth. Ret is showing a lot of skill here.
But you have to admit that it's a very wise decision, and it's their experience from both players to not pick the wrong fights. You see, Noni waited patiently. Even if he had a pretty similar size of army, he just chose not to go in there and risk it. He's rather pick the fights that he's gonna win for sure. And now you can see that his army looks like some kind of Christmas tree with multiple Archons going in there. I think at least 6, 7 Archons and Templars, and I think this is gonna be interesting to see the fight.
You know, it is appropriate on my Brood War Christmas to see a Protoss Christmas tree. This is a deadly Christmas tree, though. This is like a blob of terror for Zerg. Look at this. He's got about, what is this, 7 Archons in there. And here we go, a big attack. Psystorm going off, killing a lot of Zerglings. There are a lot of Ultras. Too many Dragoons there, maybe, for Ret's Ultra count. And, oh, he has just stormed away the Zerglings. Ret's army just melting under the pressure here. Only 3 Ultras left out of that gigantic army. Noni had an Ultra-killing army there. That was really nice attack by him into Ret's army there. And Ret still engaging the army. A lot of cracklings, a lot of Ultras still. But Storm's just going off. Things are not looking good for Ret. He is falling back down. His economy is really hurting. His main is almost gone. His natural has dried up. He's losing the bottom left of the map once again. Ret has about 50 minerals. He's just mining from his third, it looks like. He has almost no units at home, so it is just going to be a matter of time here before he taps out. And he does. GG. Noni wins convincingly 2-0. Spectacular play by the PvZ master, Noni.
I told you, man, he shouldn't have made him so angry.
Yeah, I guess you were right there.
Right, guys, this was another really exciting game, slightly longer than the others. I'll have to give out a small apology for the small technical problems that we lost Vol there. And also, a little bit after the commentary started, I started to feel pretty bad and not so good. So I'm gonna have to say good night, and you're gonna hear more from me when I'm feeling a little bit better. And we're gonna pass the torch to Chill, who's gonna replace me.
Yo, what's going on? I'm so excited to come off the bench and commentate here, especially with all these Zerg matchups. So hopefully we see some new good matches going on here.